Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on which part of the world you're joining us from. Welcome to this IMGROUP presentation on Managing Risk at the Speed of Thought with Suranjan Som and John Brookmeyer. Having delivered successfully across a number of sectors in the last 14 years, IMGROUP has carved a niche for itself in the financial services sector. Today, IMGROUP has been involved in delivering institutional client platforms, retail banking solutions, compliance and regulatory reporting solutions, liquidity and asset management solutions, reference data systems, and of course, risk management solutions. IMGROUP today has a list of clients that spans across the retail, corporate and investment banking sectors and includes the likes of UBS, Citi, Societe Generale, Nomura, BNP Paribas, Credit Suisse, Barclays and Nationwide. In today's world, understanding and managing risk is not just driven from a regulatory perspective, although it certainly is, but it's also driven by the uncertainty around market events, as well as achieving optimal standards of capital efficiency. The risk management stakeholders today don't just include the risk managers, but also includes the traders themselves, research analysts, desk heads, and business managers. IMGROUP believes that risk and compliance management is effectively an information management problem that can be successfully addressed with a unique blend of skills that cuts across people, process and technology, but most importantly, also a deep and solid understanding of the business domain. Today we will discuss the 5 key IM capabilities that we believe are essential for a successful rollout of a risk and compliance management architecture. These include integration, enrichment, aggregation, delivery, and of course people. Pillar 1. Integration. Most financial organizations, even today, face major challenges around aligning their customers, counterparties, books, portfolios, assets, and the likes. They still have issues around reference data management and are also trying to cope with dealing with accurate market data lookup for pricing purposes. The solution, of course, is the well-known traditional ETL or extract, transform, load technology. But of course, underlying ETL, you do need to have in place a solid data integration strategy that takes into account the appropriate and accurate business and data model that will effectively emulate and reflect the true business scenarios. What we're also looking at continually is most organizations are moving away from batch-based or end-of-day systems to a more real-time ticking data integration system, and therefore we're seeing a lot of adoption around real-time dictionary lookups, which are actually making themselves quite visible in most of the off-the-shelf package solutions as well. Pillar 2, around data enrichment. Now, while the integration of data, or the automated integration of data, is handled quite well with standard ETL technologies, there is still a major gap within a number of organizations around the manual maintenance of data, whether it be in the area of forming a single customer view, whether it's around organizing hierarchies within the organization, augmenting trades and cash flows, or even augmenting counterparty and product data. Data enrichment forms a key pillar of any IM capability around risk and compliance management today. Solving the data enrichment problem obviously has been addressed a number of times in the past using master data management processes, or MDM processes and technology, but what we do observe in a number of organizations is, instead of going for tools and technologies that are available out of the box, there is a lot of custom development that people usually adopt, as well as development of workflow techniques to build in these business processes which will allow the easy enrichment of data. And again, for all of this, it's essential to ensure that you have the appropriate business and data model in place. Aggregation is probably one of the most exciting and challenging pieces of information management across risk and compliance today. And the challenges facing aggregation today are not only around being able to roll up your information across your various business entities or assets, including counterparties, issuers, dates, and so on, but also being able to aggregate significant volumes of data, and we're talking about billions of rows of data per day, into individual data stores, could be databases or cubes, and then being able and giving the end users the capability of being able to dynamically drill down and drill across these data sets down to the lowest level of detail, and then also aggregating this information very fast, very quick, on fast-moving data itself. So all four of these together kind of provide a unique set of challenges which technology is almost gearing up now to kind of address some of these scenarios. And if we're looking at some of the solutions out there, so we have a number of on-the-fly aggregation technologies that have appeared in the market. OLAP in its various shapes, sizes and forms, around multidimensional OLAP or MOLAP, relational or ROLAP, and of course in-memory OLAP today provides probably one of the most exciting avenues of addressing this problem. But of course we're also looking at technologies like columnar tables and column store indexes. We're also looking at the emergence of the data appliance with massively parallel processing architectures with the shared nothing memory infrastructures as well, where you're able to read and write massive volumes of data at lightning speed. And then finally, around the delivery and distribution of data, probably one of the most underrated areas within risk and compliance management. Now, not only are organizations today looking at analyzing and examining their numbers on spreadsheets, they're also looking at integrating these numbers into their existing business processes. So we're expecting trader desktops to provide real-time ticking updates on information, be it around risk or be it around liquidity, and be able to flexibly drill down and drill up and drill across these pieces of information and trace them all the way down to the trades. And once these systems are in place, there's also an expectation of being able to generate downstream feeds from these systems that are once being vetted by, let's say, the product control groups or some of the other end users. But adding to this mix and adding to these challenges, of course, are a set of renegade users who would like to bring their own devices into the mix and be able to perform these same activities on their own devices, on their iPads or on their Surface devices, but at the same time not contravene the security protocols within these banks or financial services organizations. So from a solution perspective, of course, there are a number of off-the-shelf visualization tools available today, and we would recommend that you look at them first before you go down the custom app development route, which of course is a route which a lot of organizations do adopt. But also look at adapting some of your existing reporting frameworks, because a lot of hard work has actually gone into bringing together a lot of the data into these reporting frameworks, and it would be worth exploring how much of these existing reporting frameworks can be leveraged to deliver new functionality. And of course also look at adopting some of the newer mobile standards, using which you can deliver a consumer grade experience to your end users, but at the same time remain within the limits and the confines of your Active Directory or your corporate firewall. The fifth pillar, which I'll just touch by and not get into a debate around, is around the people aspect of delivering IM in risk and compliance, and the kind of resourcing models that most of the organizations look at today. Now, most financial services organizations would prefer to deliver especially risk and compliance solutions using internal teams, and this is probably driven in most cases by driven probably by the cost factor, or at least the perceived lower cost and lower delivery risk of doing it through an internal team. But we would like to highlight the fact that given the amount of budget cuts and the kind of headcount freezes that carry on within the industry, these do lead to most internal teams getting maxed out due to BAU demands. And another risk which is very rarely highlighted is the risk of being locked into legacy design patterns where people who've remained with the organization for a long time, developing within a certain set of technologies and design patterns, carry on doing so, and the organization or the teams get into a groupthink scenario where they can't break out of the existing design patterns to accommodate newer technologies or newer trends. So if you were to look at any consultancy out there to provide you with services, we would recommend that you look at a consultancy that probably would help, well, first of all, would help you provide you with a fixed price delivery to get around some of the budgeting and headcount freeze issues, but also also an organization that would bring you industry best practice, process governance, a team of specialized technology specialists, and then also not just individuals, but an organization that brings to the fore a team of domain experts and a continuity that you would expect from a professional organization. In addition to providing the services for delivering a solution or a process in place, we would also recommend that you look at organizations that bring to the table a reference architecture or an accelerator that would effectively de-risk and also bring down the cost of delivering a solution significantly with an architecture that is tried, tested, and has worked in the past. Before we wind up, a quick look at some of the solutions that we've been developing in the past few years in the investment banking sector, ranging all the way from a back office end-of-day risk management solution that's pretty much batch-based, doing risk and P&L aggregation from the fixed income business, all the way to a front office near real-time risk analytics solution for the FX options and rates business. To a liquidity calculation engine for a European investment bank, and then an end-of-day back-office risk aggregation solution for another European investment bank, where we are aggregating the risk P&L numbers from the whole of the fixed income department, and it's probably going in to one of the largest cubes in the financial services world today, with about 10 billion rows of data going into a cube that's probably about 7 terabytes in size. Well, thank you very much for joining us today in this presentation brought to you by IMGROUP, Managing Risk at the Speed of Thought. If you've got any questions or would like to get in touch with us, we've got our email addresses on the screen. This is Suranjan Som and John Brookmeyer signing off from the studios of IMGROUP today. You have a great day. See you soon.